Hello, moviegoers, and welcome to another edition of Have You Seen It? I'm your host, Denise. And before I get into my review, I've got to tell you who my favorite actor is this week. My favorite actor this week is the incredible Judi Dench, or should I say Dame Judi Dench. She has made so many films in her illustrious career, but one movie that stands out for me is the movie Notes on a Scandal, where she played the role of a veteran teacher who took a new teacher under her wing, played by Cate Blanchett, and she became obsessed with this woman, obsessed in the most creepy and crazy way imaginable. If you've never seen that movie, check out Notes on a Scandal, starring my favorite actor this week, Judi Dench. Okay, moviegoers, I'm going to get into my review. And my review for this week is the new installation of the Jurassic Park franchise, Jurassic World Rebirth. And this movie stars Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey, Rupert Friend, Manuel Garcia Rolfo, David Iacona, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, Audrina Miranda, Luna Blaze, Bachir Sylvan, and Philippine Velge. So I hope I pronounced all of those names correctly. All right, so with this movie, we are about 5 years post Jurassic World Dominion, okay? And in this movie, you have an expedition that is that takes place near the equator, okay? And in this particular region, you have dinosaurs who are being sought after by this expedition team led by Scarlett Johansson's character. So she is a skilled covert ops expert, and she is contracted to lead a team of individuals, and their mission is to extract DNA from living dinosaurs in this particular region near the equator. And her job is to extract DNA from a land species, a sea species, and an air species. Now, with her and the big pharma guy who has contracted her, you have paleontologist who's played by Jonathan Bailey, and he is along for the ride. And then they hire Duncan Kincaid, played by Mahershala Ali, and his band of mercenaries, if you will, to use his vessel in order to get them to this far away place near the equator. Now, the reason for the mission and the extraction of the DNA is for heart research. So this DNA can help millions and millions of people in terms of heart disease. So it's possibly a cure, possibly advanced medication and so forth. Maybe people living with heart disease can do so and live a little bit longer. So that is the main idea of why they need this DNA. So they get on this vessel and they sail off into the ocean. And of course, they experience a little hitch in the giddy up, if you will. Unbeknownst to this crew, led by Zola, Scarlett Johansson's character, there is a family who is out sailing, just, chilling. A man and his 2 children and a boyfriend. They're just chilling, but they come across dinosaurs at sea who obviously are trying to kill them. And so you see their harrowing experience. And of course, everything that can go wrong with this family does go wrong. However, they are rescued by our crew that's heading to the island. So now you have a crew who is on a mission. It's a secret mission. It's a top secret mission, but they have now rescued this family and they too are on this vessel. And so you've got 2 different groups together. And so as they travel through the ocean, they are able to get samples from the animals, the dinosaurs at sea. And so now it's time to get samples from air and land. They're headed to an island where there is a remote lab that was used previously for mutation purposes. So it's no longer in existence, but that comes a little bit later in the movie. Once they have a crash landing on the island, that's when all breaks loose. So you've got the family who is on one side of the island trying to seek refuge, but they along the way are coming across dinosaurs who are, doing what dinosaurs do. They try to kill humans. And then you have the crew who is in another location and they are still trying to complete their mission. And so during the movie, of course, you've got all sorts of dinosaurs who are just big and gross and trying to not only kill these people, but you always have dinosaurs who butt heads with one another as well. So that's pretty much how the movie goes along, just showing you how the crew on their mission, you see everything that they go through. I won't tell you, all of the bits and pieces of what they encounter and how they survive and all the scary things that they encounter, as well as this family. And so that's your movie. And I gotta tell you, there was a lot of hype about, Scarlett Johansson being in the movie and what she would bring to the film. And of course, any Jurassic Park movie is going to gross millions and millions of dollars. I thought her character was fine. She was fine in the role, but I didn't think that anything she did was so over the top that it's like, yeah, I'm glad they brought her in. I love Scarlett Johansson, but her character was just, doing her mission. Mahershala Ali just doing his thing, and Jonathan Bailey was a nice, nerdy addition to the film. And of course, you always have a scoundrel in films like this, and so you will find out who that scoundrel is and why the scoundrel was doing scoundrel-like things in this movie. So there you have it. If you are a Jurassic Park fan from the beginning all the way to the last installment before this one, then this is the movie for you. If you just want to see these actors and how, they mesh together, fine. The cinematography, of course, fantastic. Visual effects, fantastic. There was a little baby dinosaur in this movie that really annoyed me because I didn't understand. I understood why it was included, but it didn't need to be there. It didn't make or break the film. So that is my review. I give this movie a 6.5, 7. And you check it out for yourself, and you can feel free to comment, and let us know how you like this installment of the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World franchise. All right, folks, I'm going to jump into my Nailed It for this week. And my Nailed It for this week is one scene from the movie Hell or High Water. I think this scene may have been 2 minutes in length, but it was very funny, in a dry humor sort of way. Jeff Bridges' character and Gil Birmingham's character, the sheriff and his deputy, come into a restaurant to order something to eat, and the waitress, who has been working at the restaurant for 50 years or so, just guessing, but she's worked there quite a while. And she basically tells them what's on the menu, and she doesn't want to know what you want. She wants to know what you don't want. And the looks on their faces when they are like, huh? What? Shouldn't I see a menu and be asking for something specific? She just matter of factly says, this is what's on the menu, and these are your choices, and you just tell me what you don't want. I thought it was pretty funny. So that is my Nailed It for this week. The dry humor from the restaurant in the movie Hell or High Water. All right, folks, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And remember, I am available on BlueSky at HYSI. Okay, moviegoers, you know what to do. Until next week, I need you to see a movie because I'm going to see a movie. Until next week, bye-bye.